Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Tonight, I want to share with you all a topic heavily discussed among educators around the globe. Heather Wolpert, educator and editor with EduTopia, states that the most challenging part of teaching with project-based learning is actually explaining it to someone. When prompted, one could simply answer that project-based learning is the act of learning through identifying real-world problems and developing solutions. But you see, project-based learning is not something that can easily be defined as it entails so much more. Project-based learning is the continuous act of learning about multiple subjects simultaneously. This is achieved by guiding students to identify through research and real-world issues. It's developing a solution by using evidence to support your claims. It's then presenting the solutions through a multimedia approach based on a set of 21st century tools per se. Project-based learning is having students show what they learn as they journey through the unit, interact with its lessons, and collaborate with each other. Students learn to assess themselves and their peers. They don't just sit at a desk and complete multiple choice quizzes to check for understanding. Before we discuss more on the methodology, I want to show you the incredible results that educators are seeing with project-based learning. After researching the topic, we were able to find impeccable results. A study posted with ResearchGate.net aims at finding the effect of project-based learning and problem-based learning on students' creativity and critical thinking, and the differences as well. Based on the results of the descriptive analysis, it can be concluded that the average critical thinking ability of students has increased after following the learning activities with the project-based learning model. In this day and age, it is crucial that individuals master 21st century skills within their education. The impact is a change in the learning activities. Learning in the 21st century should ensure that students are able to display the necessary skills that are believed to be essential to achieve a successful life. Learning activities must ensure that students have learning and innovation skills, including critical thinking skills and problem solving, communication and collaboration, creativity and innovation, information, media, and technology skills, and just your basic life and career skills. To achieve these skills, students require an educational program that is capable of developing human resources in order to become a competitive person. Azul Tiranes, who teaches at High Tech Middle in San Diego, California, says that when an educator teaches a unit, then assigns a project, that it is not project-based learning. The reason for this is because the discovery did not arise from the project itself. He continues to state that kids can see through the idea of a so-called fun project for what it often is, and that is busy work. Instead of viewing the project as something of value, students simply view it as something else to do. The difference lies in the transparency of the educator-student relationships. In order for an educator to successfully implement the project-based learning methodology in their classrooms, they must first become partners in education with each of their students. A partnering educator is one that hands the reins to the class. He or she allows the students to lead. Rather than the traditional lecture and worksheet method, teachers simply facilitate learning. They encourage their students to think independently. Likewise, educators and students share similar roles inside the classroom. Rather than the educator being viewed as the team leader, he or she is viewed as part of the team. Once an educator has partnered with their class, students will begin to develop what is called the habits of mind. The habits of mind are an intellectual pattern of characteristics that one displays when thinking strategically to lead to productive actions. Once students begin to display these characteristics, they will unintentionally become masters of the project-based methodology. Students who are persistent continue firmly in a course of action despite any challenges. People who are able to stop and think before they act can be described as effective problem solvers. That's those who listen with understanding and empathy. They consider the feelings of others before they speak. Thinking flexibly allows people to perceive information from different points of view. They compare and contrast information to obtain new ideas. Similarly, metacognition can be defined as a human's ability to stand back and evaluate their thought processes as they occur. To think about what you're thinking is to be aware of your own thoughts and choices and understanding how your choices may impact others. Students who display these characteristics measure the accuracy of their work and ensure that each detail is done precisely. They effectively question their own knowledge and are critical thinkers. When presented with a new situation, some may retrieve information gathered from previous experiences. They strive to communicate with clarity and precision. These students are creative individuals and strive to approach new information from many different angles. Students who display the habits of mind are individuals who are inspired by the little things, and they draw inferences based on how things make them feel. They take risks responsibly and seek out to try new things. Even when things may seem out of their comfort zone, they know that the reward is worth the risk. They find humor in everyday situations and strive to find the joy in things. These students have no issues when congregating with others to draw new conclusions. They are willing to listen to others' insights. And lastly, these students are open to continuous learning and humble to admit the things that they do not know. They welcome new information by striving to learn. Although it sounds like a lot, developing these essential skills in your students is not a daunting task. In fact, educators have reported guides to establishing the project-based learning methodology. First and foremost, as with any method, educators must develop the essential questions. You want to connect to your students' experiences. Secondly, evidence. Students should be taught how to pull from primary and scholarly sources to find answers to the essential questions. But repeating an article isn't project-based, right? At this point, educators have their students become active in their own learning. The students should dig deep into their evidence and develop their own understanding. Students should record and report what they know and be encouraged to share that knowledge with others. Thank you for watching this segment on the methodology of project-based learning. Have a great night.